Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MilsimUnits.com podcast. This is your host, C. Brock, and we are back here again, this time with unit leader IAmDyslexic from the 502nd Combined Arms Battalion. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thank you for having me. Howdy, everyone.
Yep, it's great to have you here. So, got a lot to talk about here. This is a new but very quickly growing unit. With an ever-growing presence in the community. So, with that, we'll get right into it. So, tell me. I mean, let's start at the beginning. How
Mhm.
did you get started in Milsim gaming?
Yeah, so I'm a fairly young leader in the community. Most of the guys running units are active duty or vets, or they have some prior experience doing something like that. I'm actually one of the young guys. I'm around 22 years old in my 20s. Um, I'm fairly young to this, but I started back in 2015, actually on Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Me and my buddies back in middle school, surprisingly. Yeah, a long time ago, right?
Yep.
And so, we kind of decided to start some stuff there. We call ourselves Yellow Alliance. Actually were pretty successful for a time, and then we kind of switched off that as we're explorers. We went on to Battlefield 1, did some stuff there where actually I met a lot of guys who kind of stuck with me through the years. I think I have one or two actually that have joined my group from Battlefield 1, which that was around 2017. So that was, for me at least, a while back. And then I went to GTA for a while, which I was on GTA for, 2, 3 years. And I was part of a couple groups over there. They're known as like the Polish and all these other groups. I kind of ran some stuff over there, and it was pretty successful there as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's never too early. Everyone's got their story, but yeah, a lot of guys, they really do start young. I've been talking with other unit leaders and just, people in the Armorverse and elsewhere. And, it seems like every generation they got their way, like playing Army, whether it's, in the woods, in a video game. It's kind of a natural thing for a lot of guys. So yeah, starting 10 years ago, kind of working your way, through the games, through the platforms and the different genres. But yeah, getting up into, more realistic, maybe a little bit more intense experience here with the 502nd. So, can you tell us the story about, how you got the unit started? I mean, what role did you play? What other people are involved? And how did that all start out here?
Oh man. So this is a funny story. A lot of my guys laugh about it because they think we've been here a while. Some of them, and they're like, "Oh, you guys have this, figured out. You have it organized, so we can just kind of go out there and have fun, which we'll get into later." But it's pretty funny. We founded around mid October, late October, 2025. So pretty young couple, 4, 5, 6 months. Um, but we've been around for a while. We actually first started out as the 502nd Special Friend Group because we didn't want to like grow past that. We were just a group of guys kind of hopped on, had a couple beverages here and there and just chill, of course, if they were 21.
Yep.
We all kind of played in community servers, public servers, such as 75th, little shout out there, and Dark Room, some of the big servers at the time, where all we would do is literally just grab a group of guys and we just walk across the map, like nothing more. And we just have a good time, just laugh, chat, kind of have a good time. And I was still new to Armor at the time, and I'm like, wow, I can actually build a community off of this. And so me and a couple guys, Can't Sleep Easy, one of them, and Tall Man, we kind of like, okay, we could make this into something more, and maybe get a Discord and start having some fun here. And so we did. We communicated like, hey, we're hopping on this time. Let's go have some fun. So we did that for a while, and then eventually we started seeing numbers come in. We're like, okay, we're gonna get in trouble with these groups because they're gonna think we're recruiting. So we're like, okay, yeah, let's get this whole Milsim stuff down, and let's figure out what goes on in Armor of Forger. So we kind of quickly made a base on where okay, we're gonna be more laid back, have a more chill experience, not so much like the super serious that a lot of guys love, and I'm perfectly okay with that. But we're like, okay, let's make a group where people can come in, have fun in the game with it being organized, but have that vibe of where it's chilled back and they don't have to worry about, having to come on, where some guys might see it as that. So we're like, okay, let's do it so we have no paperwork, no the yes or no sirs, and no mandatory trainings or operations. So everything we do is strictly voluntary, and that's been the number one rule we've had since day one. If you don't show up, it won't affect you in any way. So it's just kind of a baseline rule we've had these past couple months.
Sure. Yeah, I just been kind of sitting here nodding my head the whole time because I mean, like I said, you got 10 years experience. You may be a young leader as far as armor reforger units even, but with that long experience, with your organization, your vision for I guess kind of a tactical chill sim experience, if you will, you've been able to pull it off. And I think a minute ago, I think you said 2025, so you got started in 2024, right?
Or four, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
okay, right.
dyslexic, if you could tell by my name.
Yeah, all good. So yeah, just double checking for our audience. Some of our guys, they got a question at the end for at the end of the brief. So all good. So yeah, you guys have been rocking and rolling ever since. So good part of the past year. Now, I mean, you mentioned kind of your overall your vision here for the unit and your experience together. Can you tell us about the 50 operations? What does your structure look like for for ops, for missions, for trainings? It's like what's a typical week look like for all you guys?
So the 502nd, we do daily operations every night. We have certified GMs that we bring through our school, that we do for GMs. We kind of sit them down. We're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We'll go out there, make sure they know the baselines of what to do on Xbox and PC, or console and PC is what I should say now. PlayStation kind of coming to the game, but we kind of sit down, teach these guys what to do, and then from there we can open up to those guys coming into the servers and GMing daily. So we have a different guy with a different view on how they want an operation to run. So it's not like you're getting the same thing over and over again. You're going to get like a mix of things. And some of the things like we kind of offer are, we don't really want stuff to be organized. We kind of want, straight chaos. It's the best way to put it, like what would happen if, you're just going through the streets of, we're on the Fallujah map right now. You're just going through that street of the city, man. And then boom, all of a sudden just bang, mortars just striking out of nowhere. You got SVS coming out of nowhere, and, white phosphorus, gas attacks, snipers that are actually being controlled by some GMs. So it's not like you're going to have a full, PvE is kind of what we do. You're not going to have a full PvE operation. There's going to be a PvP twist to that.
Sure.
We kind of like to put a twist on this. We do deployments, which are more, laid out of what we expect. And I guess, what's the word? More synchronized, I guess. Like you have to capture, this objective to open this up and have a chance to go here. Kind of like some of the other video games that are almost campaign style. You have to capture certain objectives to move on to that. So that's kind of what we do. Those deployments are fairly, chaotic, but we're fairly strict there. So like you make a mistake, we'll step and be like, yo, come on, let's like fix this up a little bit. Top of that, we also do trainings weekly. Depends on where you are. Like we have certain platoons that will, or companies and now, they'll kind of step in and be like, hey, we're doing this training here. Does anyone else want to join in? Then we'll have, our ODA team come in. We'll be like, okay, well, the pilots might want to do that too. So let's reach out to them, and everyone ended up joining in the training that was just supposed to be for that one platoon or company. We kind of try to focus on, kind of being respectful with the operation, the GM, but, also kind of joking around during the operation. That's just kind of how it goes. You'll get a pretty unique experience with the people you're around, just from the different backgrounds everyone comes from.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I mean, seriously, combined arms, man. You got all these different assets, these different elements, but coming together, learning, with one another and from each other. Again, with kind of a relaxed attitude. So it sounds like fun to me, man. And I love really intense missions, and if you got a badass storyline and you guys are kind of moving along with it. I mean, that definitely lends itself to a really captivating experience. So it sounds like good shit. Now, so you guys are, you are, kind of chill. You're not going to be, hardcore Milsim in terms of all the customs and courtesies and all that stuff. But what about realism, like tactical realism and then military realism? How do you mix, the immersion and the fun along in your gameplay?
So the trainings, I say they're very voluntary. They are, but if you want to become more immersed in our experience and the vision we have, we kind of offer like, hey, like these trainings, they're here for your benefit to come on and have fun with us and kind of, gain a connection, with the guys and some of the ladies around you. So, we'll be training with proper CQB and medical training, all this stuff, convoy, terrain schools. We even do drone certifications. We have guys who, real life, they're rotary wing pilots. So, they have their, Part 107, which is a drone license. They'll go in there and they'll actually teach people how to use drones and properly like avoid and, know proper rules, which is pretty interesting to us. I fly drones real life too. So, I kind of help with that. And, we'll teach them like yield the right away to the helicopter, a manned vehicle, and kind of just proper steps to make sure it's kind of organized there. So we kind of bring a real aspect to this. But on top of that, we kind of want to still bring that fun, which is going to be a big thing to say here, that fun and like laid back things. So, like we can crack jokes and have shared times during these operations and training. During some operations, we do little tournaments where, we call it a juice box tournament where, if you go down, you got to have a juice box in quotations. So that's kind of one of the things we said we've done. That's kind of made those a little unique, I guess. Some people can't finish the night, but it's kind of it's a fun experience. We all have fun.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you gotta know what you need to survive and to be able to like kind of be a force multiplier to your team, if you will. But yeah, so good mix overall, keeping it light, keeping it fun. Can you give us a kind of a more detailed snapshot of the culture and camaraderie in the 5 a second? So you kind of gave us the big picture here. What does it look like in the trenches? How do you guys get along, like in a mission or training scenario, or offline for that matter?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say just like you said, offline as well. Even outside, we have some kids in our group. We're 16 plus. We have some people still in high school, and they'll step in. They'll just be on their phone talking to some of the guys we have on Discord. I'd say it's more of a friendship is the best way to put it. It's not so much we're all seeing each other as comrades or leadership figures or politicians or whatever you want to call officers or NCOs. It doesn't really matter about your rank over here. I guess is the best way to put it as a culture. If you're a private, you can talk to me just normal. I have some guys that are like, oh, it's a colonel because they came from other units where it's more strict, and I'm like, bro, just talk to me. That's just kind of how we are. Nothing is really too formal. Of course, we need to stay organized to have a good culture. So we make sure that's okay there, but we just want people to enjoy the 502nd, play not just Arma, but other games as well. And kind of bond between, the different people that you can meet on this game in general, not just my community, which the 502nd is, it's not even just a unit, it's a community as well. So I mean, being able to explore and, meet new people and play on different games and, get how a person actually is kind of the culture we're looking for. We don't want people that, kind of it's okay to, but we don't want people that aren't very outgoing. We want people to come in here and know that they have a voice here and that, it's a safe space. Well, and it's online, but, it's a safe space for Arma, I guess, or a Milsim community is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to do that. It is, you have challenges come along the way. But, we try our best with that. And, we're all here to help each other out at the end of the day.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Putting people first, not making it about the rank or the billet or, the position like you were saying. Yeah, just being friends. I mean, that's what a lot of people are looking for, and, from different backgrounds, different styles, different games even. But, I mean, that's a real common thing. And, that itself can really, lend to the kind of like development and growth and strengthen of a unit over time. So I hope you guys keep that going, keep developing your friendships and your bonds, and moving that forward. Week by week and month by month in your operations.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult, I'd say, to find the group kind of like how we're structured that has the amount of members we have. I've came to units. They come and they go. Everyone knows that. But we were kind of one of those unique units, in my opinion, and other people have joined from other units. They're just kind of like, oh, this is a different experience to what I had, on this game or this game doing a Milsim there. Like, what's going on here? They're kind of in shock,
Yeah.
which is funny.
Yeah, that's good shit, man. I mean, that yeah, some people just they never experience that. They might hop from one, two, three different units and they just never get that kind of that vibe or that attitude from their NCOs or even their fellow soldiers. It's a shame for some units, like you said, they come and go, and
Mm.
bad leadership, bad attitudes, that can kill a unit just as much as bad servers and bad finances and all that good stuff. So. Now, I mean, you're relatively new with the 502nd, but can you tell us some info about lessons learned from its evolution? How have things changed, and what have you taken away from your experience working through those changes?
I mean, it's difficult at times. Growing pains are evident at every stage of wherever you are in a unit, where you have 30 members or 3,000 members. Growing pains are going to be evident there. With us, there was a period where we grew 75 to almost 100 members within 2 weeks. And I'm not just saying they joined. I mean, these guys hopped into our server. They had fun. Our server at the time, we only had 50 slots. It was 45 out of 50.
Mm,
So we were like, okay, we kind of understand what's going on here.
mm,
Um, so we quickly had to get those finances, which, that was a challenge that we had, trying to find some people that might want to invest in the 502nd. So we had people step up, and they're still with us to this day, thankfully. Um, we have people kind of help out with back end stuff, admin stuff. But it's hard to find those people that want to dedicate to something just to have fun.
yeah,
But some of the challenges we found were kind of making those alliances with our units. That did show some growth in us when we started getting our first alliance with the 75th. They helped us out beneficial. Shout out to them. They really helped us grow. At the time we were at, which we left back in December, I thought we'd just step away but we thank them graciously all the time. Actually, when we have some of their members join us, sometimes we're like, hey, just let them know, like, thank you. But we like to create strong bonds with units, even smaller units that might need help to even let them grow. We might have growing pains ourselves, but that doesn't mean we can help other units, which is what I'm trying to get here. Relationships are kind of a key aspect to us and to this game. So, I mean, you're going to have good and bad units come here and there, and, you got to find a good that kind of fit with your role, I guess the best way to put it, and how you want to run things with the vision you have for your unit. So that's kind of how we've done, our selection process with going through challenges and growth. It's helped broaden our connections, and we've also just made more friends from those units by themselves.
Yep. I mean, shit, man, you've said a mouthful there because, in the short time that the 502nd's been operating, you've run through the gamut of kind of growth and like unit experiences, for the growing pains, the highs with the server pops and all that, and just, the kind of struggle of trying to, not only keep up, but keep the growth, moving forward. Into the future, so kudos and definitely good support. Like I said, you need good leaders, you need good finances. Definitely having support inside the unit, outside, in the greater community. 75th is great, man. They are just they're phenomenal. Really great outfit and just presence in the Armorverse as a unit. So good shit. Now let's talk about your interactions with the broader Milsim community. So these alliances, tell us more about that. Like, how do you guys get along, both in game and then behind the scenes?
So a lot of these younger units, a lot of us know. I mean, a lot of people listening to these podcasts, they have a small unit or a large unit, or those large units were at one point small. Um, it's hard to get started. Everyone knows that. But some units, more so on GTA. I'm new to Arma, but more on GTA, they got egos there. Some of them get egos like, oh, we're not going to worry about them. They're a smaller unit. we want kind of embrace the smaller units, trying to come into this community that we have over here, and turning them away is not the answer. That's just not what you need to do. So we try to bring them in. We let them do trainings on our server. We help them out with what type of training they need to do. We help them out with operation ideas. Um, but we kind of tell them like, hey, just let you know, this is what we do. We're going to give you a baseline of what you might need to do to help set yourself up. But everyone's just going to get treated the same to us. I don't care if you have 1,000 or 100 members or 20. Like, I'm going to treat you the same no matter what. That's just kind of how I am. We've just kind of been here and there. I have guys who go around, they just introduce themselves and say like, hey, this is what we do. Like, we want to help each other out. So we just kind of bring them in and we'll talk to them and have a meeting with them. I had a meeting with a couple units today, and we kind of just talked out things to help them grow. And so they kind of just use our servers when they need to, and just helping the community in any way.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, definitely, that again points to your focus on people, above like, all the kind of extemporaneous details and all that shit, less attitude, more friendship, as it were. So, that's great, man. I wish you all the best. Is in terms of growing your relationships. Definitely, I mean the small units out there. We got some really talented individuals,
Mm-hmm.
both tactically, strategically, great leaders, great game masters who are just up and coming. And with Arma 4 projected to come out in a couple of years, like all the other games out there on the scene, we're really going to see some explosive growth in Milsim, in gaming in general. Tactical gaming. So definitely, we got room for more, and we got younger kids, up and coming. I mean, we all got to start somewhere. Like I was saying, middle school. A couple of years when Armor comes out, they'll be in high school. They are going to be fresh recruits. You don't want to stomp that down before that. People even get started. So yeah, just greater support is what we need. I'm really happy to hear that you guys are kind of setting that example in the community for others to see. So, shit. I mean, you're coming up, soon enough on your first anniversary here for the 502nd. Where do you guys see yourself in the next year? Let's say 2026. What's the vision for how you guys are going to be running and gunning?
Yeah, so I mean, of course, every unit wants to see, well, most units want to see their numbers kind of double.
Hmm.
For us, we want to see those double within our unit, but we want to see our community almost triple.
Hmm.
We want to continue growing. We want to make sure people kind of embrace what we want and what other people want for this community, wherever it comes from, different backgrounds or different visions. We all need to come together somewhere. We hope to expand to like some more games, not only on Arma, but even the games that milsimunits.com kind of shows that you guys offer and kind of work with. Um, that's kind of something we want to do as well. Um, but we just kind of want to, what's the best way to put it? We kind of hope to maintain what we have been doing. We want to make sure we stay with that laid back vibe, which is hard to do for a lot of groups that kind of start out as that. But we're trying to find that happy medium still, which I'm pretty sure we're getting pretty close, to where we have enough serious and enough laid back and chill. That's just kind of what we're trying to find for the future still. Um, we're still like that, just being a unit for a space where guys can hop on, guys or gals can hop on, have a few beverages, and not worry about obligations in real life, and just kind of have a semi-serious operation time and just fun and chill. Kind of what we're looking for.
Yeah, I hear that definitely. So viable goals there for the near future. I think definitely it's going to be possible. Like I said, with the growth of titles of the community itself. Yeah, you guys are like right in the thick of it in terms of meeting those goals and growing to that extent. So good shit. Now, what about Milsim gaming in general? What do you envision for the future of gaming? Like, and where do you think the 502nd is going to be in terms of that development?
You know that's a really good question. I think we'll be in the pack. I think that's kind of what the question you had was. I think we'll be with the rest of our units and just helping grow the community. I believe I answered that correctly, but don't
Sure.
don't be on it.
No, that's legit, man. I mean, you're right in the thick of it, like I said. So, you got good positioning, good presence, good growth. So it's all just moving forward from here. So good shit. Now, let me ask you about some personal insights here. I mean, what's your favorite aspect of Milsim gaming? I mean, it's like what drew you into it, and what keeps you, within the Milsim genre.
Meeting new people. Still, I mean that's been the topic of this podcast that we're having right now. I mean, just meeting the new people and hearing some of the stories these people have. I mean, it's just fascinating enough to be like, okay, let's make some more connections here. Um, that's something I've had. I have guys who, they've been in real combat situations, and we've kind of had time to talk about it, and just hearing some of the stories that these guys have from the barracks or from basic, or not even just military related, but just in life. It's fascinating enough to just keep us here and stay, active in the community and dedicated to, just being able to interact with people.
Yep.
That's something we've benefited from and other people have benefited from. It's something that people should do instead of just, trying to stay on their own. I think that meeting new people is one of the most important things you can have for this community.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, that's where these friendships starts. A lot of the vets, whether you're in high school, you're not even close to enlistment age. Maybe you're thinking about enlisting. You want to get a taste, of the kind of intellectual, the mental experience, if you will, before you sign on the dotted line there. But yeah, they get something out of it. But yeah, these vets too, because again, the friendship, the camaraderie, being able to get online, kind of. Just get out of whatever is on their mind in real life for hour, 2 hours maybe, to just kind of chill out and getting that experience. Sharing with other people as you're kind of mowing down targets. I don't know. There's something about it. So definitely, I wish you guys the best of luck in that as well. Kind of establishing those bonds and strengthening them over time. So, what about like dream operations? What if you're going to design the perfect op or even the perfect mission, what would that look like for you?
I'm gonna give a real life scenario here because I don't really have to think about this that much. Instantly, what comes to mind is I want an operation kind of like something in real life.
Yeah.
By real life, I mean I want something like the 1961 siege in the Congo with the what was it, the siege of Jihadville, kind
Oh
of something
yeah.
like that. Just the amount. Rest in peace, of course. The souls that were lost there. It's horrible what happened there. But just kind of being able to reenact what happened there would be something crazy. But it needs to be accurate, which I don't think that's gonna be possible for a while. Um, but that's just kind of like my dream operation, just complete chaos, and you have different types of combat going on and various situations that occur. That'll be beneficial and very just crazy, I guess is the best way to put it. Just a crazy dream operation.
Yeah, that'd be badass, man. I mean, that's the thing. When you're in those crazy missions where you got like everything stacked against you, it really makes you think. It's like, how the hell did these guys make it through that? How did they keep their shit together and keep fighting their way? Not even to victory, just for mere survival. It is absolutely mind blowing. It really is crazy. So those missions, man, the ones that. They make you pucker a little bit because they're so intense. But yeah, that sounds pretty badass. Now, let's talk about the 502nd's, culture a little bit more intimately, if you will. Do you guys have any traditions, any rituals that you've, kind of established, since you got started here?
For us, I guess it's a little difficult when you're a young unit, to kind of have those set in stone traditions and rituals.
Yeah.
Something like I said, just kind of like that juice box tournament. I guess that's kind of a tradition we're trying to make. We do I guess for a tradition or a ritual is kind of, the way we do debriefing. Be like, okay, go over there and do this now. Like just something stupid in real life. Some of the things I do, I guess tradition is, I mean, it's pretty difficult, but something that I'm trying to do is bring more people in to kind of make decisions on the 502nd. I guess that's kind of like a tradition I'm doing. Like every week I'll send something out. I'm like, hey, let's get into a call and let's discuss like what you see for the foreseeing future. Every week I do something, to get them into a call, not just, the guys that might think they have a higher say, but the civilians we have in our community now that what we call them civilians, just members in the community. They're not official part of the unit, but I'll pull those guys in and we'll discuss kind of like what's going on every week. That's just kind of something I've been just trying to do. That's fairly young for us to kind of make a set in stone tradition or ritual, but we're trying our best over here.
No, I was going to say that's pretty interesting. I mean, giving people an opportunity to take ownership, in the unit, in your operations, at all these different levels, that can be rare in Milsim, and definitely, it's something that makes you think. It's like shit, man. It's like I could come in here and give my feedback, give my my opinions, and have them considered along with everything else, all the other inputs. That's pretty admirable. So yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere. So whether you're talking about the juice box gaming, or just sitting down in a voice chat and talking over the future of the unit. I mean, that's some good shit. So definitely, it makes you stand out among many of the other more established units that are they're more rigid and more structured in their leadership and command and control. So definitely. Now, I mean, you guys are chill sim. I mean, you're definitely you're tac sim. You got the tactical realism aspect, even if you're not, saluting and reporting in and out of the channels. So, with that in mind, I got to ask you the classic question for the Milsim Units podcast. If you were going to put the 502nd in a military movie or a show or a mini series, what title do you think best captures the spirit of your unit?
Could I grab like a real movie?
Absolutely,
that's out?
Hey, whatever fits, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So this movie just came out. I think we fit perfectly into it. The Ministry of Ungentleman Warfare. One of those funny movies. Yep. That is just that's literally the definition of our unit. Just go in there, have laughs, and kick ass. That's the best way to put it.
Enough said, man. That's the first time I've heard that title here on the podcast, or in discussions with other unit leaders. So there you go, man. Kind of setting the vibe right there with that example. So that's hilarious. Now, let me ask you here. So, you guys are relatively new, but you're hardcore. You're going full steam with your growth, your development, and recruitment. It looks like Milsim Units has been, pretty helpful for a lot of units. But let me ask you about your experience. I know, we work closely together, as mods, and talking with LaFlash about how we can improve and kind of, extend the resources available from our platform. But how has it served you in the 502nd? What's helped, and what can we, as a community, do better for you?
Yeah, so I guess I'll have to start back to when I met, LaFlash first and kind of got introduced to milsimunits.com.
Sure.
It was back in December. We were on one of the public servers still. We had our own server, 20 slots, cheap server. We just on there, have fun, do whatever. We were recruiting, and then I met LaFlash, and him and, Brewer's 75th DO kind of came over to us. He's like, oh, hey, like dyslexic, like I just saw, like you're growing pretty fast. Like, have you met LaFlash? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, well, he's the owner of milsimunits.com. Like, you should go set up an account, classic sales pitch. But he wasn't. But, I just kind of went in there, set my unit up. I'm like, okay, let's see what this is all about. I joined the Discord. I'm like, oh, wait, there's something here. We can actually build off of this. We could help grow a community on this and like grow our name. And so that's kind of what we did from there. We did the voting, and we really weren't looking for any of the, again, too serious, I guess. And then at some point, we started pulling people from milsimuse.com. We're like, oh, okay, wait, this is serious. And so we went in there, we made more connections with units, and now I'm like, okay, I need to pull a trigger. I need to see what the subscription's like. Got the subscription, set up everything, and then almost within a week, I was looking at the link I had on my Discord, and I just had people from other units joining, just trying to get more exposure and interact with us. I had new members join, interested in joining our unit, and I was able to just help out. I'm like, okay, well, let's bring these guys in. Let's talk to them. This is clearly beneficial. And then that's when I kind of, reach out to the Flash. I'm like, hey, I need help here. And me and him kind of sat down. We had some conversation here and there, and he kind of embraced the visions I had with my unit and in my young age and how I'm able to interact with some of the younger units coming from, a younger person. No offense. But,
oh, good.
But, we were able to interact, and that even helped our unit grow even more right there. And we were able to help even more people, which is one of the visions we have. Reaching out, helping new units kind of grow, and kind of offering them kind of a hand to try and embrace this community more, which weirdly I keep turning it to helping the community out, but that's really one of the main goals we have.
Absolutely. And I mean that's what makes our community what it is. I mean, definitely, it's win-win for us. Having you with us, yeah, we can kind of put some energy into your unit, get you that exposure, get you the comms you need to kind of work and develop relationships with other units, like you said. But when you really go out of your way to establish not just a unit, but truly a community within the community and help others, you're doing yourself and everyone else a huge favor. So it really is win-win when you come in with that attitude, and that's what drives these great units. It's like, yeah, we were talking about the 75th and how they work with and support and foster smaller units as they grow. Brewer, he's the fuel in that engine, man. Yeah, if you know him, definitely. He's got big personality, but a great guy, and that's what we need to see. It's like developing these friendships, learning from each other. That's what is going to make us even better, as good as we are, as a community. That's what's really going to drive us into this explosion that's coming up. I mean, if you can't see the writing on the wall, man, get online, see the streams, see the dev reports and all that shit from the different publishers, man, because there's a lot of good shit coming down the pike here real quick. So, again, I just wish you all the best, and as you work with these other units and help them grow and kind of get to the same spot where you are, where they want to be. It's really outstanding work. It might be a game, but yeah, it's good shit. So keep it up, man. It's what we need.
Yep.
Now, we talked a lot about the unit, its history here, the ins and outs, the overall experience here. Is there anything that we haven't gotten into about the 502nd that you want people to know about?
We really covered a lot here. One thing that I need to make clear is, we're not going to shun you for messing up. We're not going to yell at you for, if you, of course, if you mow down a whole group of one of our platoons, like, yeah, we're gonna be frustrated with you, but like let's say you make a mistake, like, no, we're not, like, you think it's a horrible mistake you made in our unit, like, it's a video game, dude, relax. If you want, be a little more serious and fix it, we can help you out. We'll point you in the right direction, which is what we try to do no matter what. We'll try to correct that mistake you made and how we want it and how we vision how we vision the run stuff here and stuff like that. And kind of the end of the story there, we just want to help people out.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, definitely. I know people who were, they've messed up in one way or another, and they're so ashamed they feel like they can never come back. But at the end of the day, it's just a game, man. And if you're having a good time with your friends, then you can kind of forgive and forget and use those lessons learned to not fuck up so bad the next time around. That's what's most important. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's say people want to take a look at your unit. I'll get some links to your social media down in the podcast description here. But what if they want to talk to somebody? What if they want to actually put in an application? What's the best way to get involved with the 502nd?
Head over to our Discord. check us out on the website, or if you need our Discord, we got the custom link, just 502nd 502 ND BAT, no spaces, just straight. Put that code in the Discord, head over, reach out. Also, you could reach out to me. I'll help you. If I have other guys you could reach out to, and you'll be willing to reach out and be like, hey, like, what do you need help with? Make a ticket if you want to apply. But other than that, you can just come in, chill, have a fun experience with us.
All right, outstanding again. Well, it's really been a pleasure talking with you. I am dyslexic. Great to kind of pull back the veil on the 502nd and give everybody a glimpse into the unit here. So yeah, check out those links below. Get on the Discord. Check out their operation videos there. Get in touch, man, if you want to learn more. But great conversation. Looking forward to work with you in the future, to develop the community and just, bring out the best that is what makes Milsim fun.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gents. So another great podcast here. We really did delve into a lot here, a lot of material. I'll get you'll see there in the description, I'll get a breakdown with timestamps for the different topics so you guys can come back and listen again to learn more about the 502nd and what has made them so successful here in these last couple of months. So till next time, this is C. Brock signing off.